debate. I want to move on and get to Drape's takes because this is something I've been sitting on for about a day or two, and it's finally time to make it happen. Monte McNair needs to go out and get this guy. Lauri Markkanen signed his extension with the Utah Jazz. He can't be traded for a year. I think this begins the time that the Utah Jazz will start wheeling and dealing. Talked about Jordan Clarkson. Talked about Colin Sexton, guys they can move. I think Monte McNair should hop in his Winnebago and go get John Collins. It's time for Drape's Takes here on Sactown Sports 1140. And the reason why I say this, I was waiting for my music, Jay. I can't flow without my music.
I'm waiting on the call, baby.
I was waiting for my music. The reason why I say they need to go out there and get John Collins right now is because we had Tim Montemayor on the other day. John Collins, at 26 years old, ladies and gentlemen, is the perfect power forward fit for the Sacramento Kings. People will say, oh, Drapes, well, he's set to make $23-24 million. Forget the money. I'm talking about the player. This is a guy that averaged 15 and 8.5 last season for the Utah Jazz in only 28 minutes of play, CG. Think about that. Extrapolate that. If he played 34 minutes, you're talking about a 19 and 10 kind of guy. Here is a guy, John Collins, that can knock down the three as well. 37% from three-point range. We've been spending all off season here in Sacramento, CG, talking about Kyle Kuzma, Jeremy Grant, Brandon Ingram. Those guys need the ball. John Collins can be effective off the ball. And you know what John Collins brings Kings fans that none of those guys brings? Vertical spacing, a lob threat, a guy that can go up there and get it. Imagine De'Aaron Fox coming downhill off the Domas screen. Collins cutting on the weak side. He throws it up at Golden One Center and the crowd goes wild. I don't get the knock on John Collins. This is the problem when it comes to basketball talk. The narrative doesn't meet up the reality. John Collins, throughout his career, has been a double-figure scorer throughout his career. Back in 2019, 2020, he was a 21 and 10 guy. People will say, Drapes, well, he hasn't won anything. It flamed out in Atlanta. Atlanta was a dog franchise. Atlanta hasn't done anything in the last 5-10 years. Then you look at, look what's wrong with him in Utah. Utah's been trying to tank. They're trying to get draft picks. Tim Montemayor said the other day when he was on our show, John Collins in this Kings culture, John Collins with this roster, John Collins with this head coach would be a perfect fit. Kings fans, I don't want to hear about beef stew. I don't want to hear about Isaac Okoro. I don't want to hear about Ben Simmons, Carmichael Dave. John Collins is the answer. And Monte McNair, I know you're at home right now, probably riding your Peloton while listening to us. Go out there and make it happen for us, big fella. Get off the couch. Get off the Peloton. Make John Collins come to Sac. Bring John to Sac. That's what needs to happen there, CG. That's Drape's Takes. It's brought to you by
Alsco Uniforms. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms.
Alsco Uniforms. Great a company that they are. What do you make of John Collins?
53% from the field last year.
Ooh,
53.
Sign me up.
Yeah, 15 and 8.5, as you said. And you were talking a little bit earlier about marquee names, and somebody is a name, and we get all excited and get all giddy about names. You mentioned Kyle Kuzma. You mentioned Brandon Ingram. You mentioned one more in there that everybody was talking
about. Jeremy Grant.
Okay. If you talk to a basketball fan in St. Louis, in Decatur, Georgia, in, I don't know, Bangor, Maine, they're going to say, John Collins? Who is that? And that's one of the reasons why I dig him, because he goes out and does the job. He gives you numbers. He's a smart player. He's a physical player. He can do so many different things, and he's not looking to be a name. He's looking to be a contributor and somebody who is playing on a team that can win ball games.
I love that. CG's takes right there here on the Drive Guys, Sactown Sports 1140. And here's the thing about John Collins, and I agree 100% with you, CG. He's not coming in here looking to be the man. He's not coming in here looking to shine like a Kyle Kuzma would. He's not coming in here looking to get up 20 shots a game like a Brandon Ingram would. He's coming in here to be a piece. And I'm looking at John Collins' numbers. I got them right here on the screen. Last season, 15.1 points
Right.
on just 11 shots per game.
That's something.
Season before that, 13 points on 10 shots. The most shots he's ever taken was his third year, 14.8. This guy is a career 55% shooter from the field. He can shoot the three, 36% career three-point percentage. And oh yeah, Kings fans, listen up. He knocks down his free throws, a 78.5% career free throw shooter. We need that. I don't understand why everybody's out on this guy, John Collins. It's clear as day to me. He is the guy that will put the Sacramento Kings over the top. You talk about a starting five with De'Aaron Fox, DeMar DeRozan, Keegan Murray, John Collins, and Domantas Sabonis. I can make the argument that's a top 2 or 3 starting five in the entire Western Conference.
He has something that we talked about a little bit earlier. If you want to talk analytics, his numbers add up. His numbers work. But if you want to throw the numbers out the window and let the eye test happen, that works too.
Exactly.
Both
That's
of those.
Monte McNair on the Peloton right now. Go there and get my boy John Collins. Hop into Winnebago, the station wagon, whatever you rolling in, Monty. John Collins is the guy. I want to hear from you next. 916-339-1140. Are you with me, Kings fans? John Collins is our guy. We'll take your calls and have much more with Drapes and CG on the Drive Guys. Sactown Sports.